And good evening, everyone. Let me now call this chamber to order. Everyone please rise if you can as we pledge allegiance to our flag and nation. Remain in place for a moment of personal reflection as our 9/11 municipal ceremonies unfold later in the week. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Township Clerk, will you please call roll for commencement of the meeting and read our statement of adequate notice?
Councilman Bahal?
Here.
Councilman Wendell?
Here.
Councilwoman Winston?
Here.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Here.
And Council President McAvoy.
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen.
Here.
Administrator Joseph Cusculo.
Here.
And Township Attorney Anthony Iacoca.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and the Asbury Park Press newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Thank you. Council, we have before us Resolution 25-289, approval and adopting our meeting minutes from August 28th, 2025 meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion to adopt.
And a second?
Second.
Is there a need for correction or clarification on these minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. We have an ordinance for a second reading and public hearing. Township Clerk, could you please read?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of Block 310, Lot 56, in accordance with the local lands and buildings law.
May I have a motion to approve? Yes, and a second?
Second.
Let me now open this to the public for comment. Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Is there any
Council President.
council comments? Councilman Wendell?
Just wanted to confirm, this is being sold to an adjacent property owner?
The plan to bid it is to an adjacent property owner, yes.
Oh. It's going out for bid?
You have to.
Oh, I thought we had already done that. Okay.
They've inquired, but you still have to go out.
Okay.
There's a minimum set with fees,
Right.
and then it has to be an adjacent, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. We can now move on to our reports section of our meeting, and let's begin with our mayor. Mayor Cohen?
Thank you, Council President. Shortly, within the next week or two, maybe a little more, within about 2 weeks, we should be having the final tax bills that will be going out to the public. As most of you know, the tax bills can't be sent out until the county has notified us what the tax rate is, which means they have to collect all the information from the county, the fire districts, the school districts, and all that gets collated, sent here. And generally, that's not received by the township in order for us to send out an accurate third quarter bill. So the third quarter bill that goes out is almost always an estimate. The township this year estimated a little high, which is why at the end of the day, what you'll see in this new tax bill coming out, which reflects an overall 3% increase in taxes exclusive of fire districts, because everybody lives in a different fire district, so your final number may vary a little bit. Each fire district has a different tax rate that's associated with it. So the 3%, which let's keep in mind, is in line with the 2024 CPI, which was 2.9, and it looks like 25, which obviously isn't done yet, is pretty much in line to be fairly close to that. So our tax increase is roughly equal to what the CPI is. The three major components of the bill are the schools, roughly 62 to 63%, the township, which is about 18%, and your county, which is about 13 to 14%. The remainder is things like the library, the open space fund. So those are much, much smaller portions of the bill. The township's tax rate is going up about 0.9%. The schools is going up 3.3%, and the county is 3.6%. So when you look at that and the other numbers, it comes out in total to a 3% increase. The fourth quarter tax bill, which was an estimate, will be made up for in the following three bills, which will reflect a slightly lower number. Your fourth quarter will be lower to make up for what you were overcharged, and then it gets made up in the first two payments in 26. So that's generally how the funding works. In addition, the school budget always goes up on their schedule, which is a July to June budget. So it is not unusual for the second half of your bill to be higher than the first half of the year because the school's budget is on a different calendar than the town and the county. So, but by and large, I think people should be unsurprised about what the number is. It's in line with what the, like I said, the CPI is. The fear, by the way, of the schools with the $8 million budget deficits that they were in, that was one of the reasons that we estimated a little bit high with the third quarter payment this year. As it turns out, they were able, through whatever mechanism, to bring it to the 3.3%, which now will be reconciled going forward. And so that bill should go out fairly soon, and along with a letter of explanation that I just gave here. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Our Township Business Administrator, Mr. Criscuolo.
Nothing this evening.
Thank you, sir. Our Township Attorney, Mr. Iacocca.
Nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Our Township Clerk, Ms. Lawful.
Nothing to report, Council President.
Thank you. Committees or board reports? Councilwoman Zambicki? Oh, we'll start over here.
I just wanted to comment on Resolution 25-296, which is a change order for the ice rink. I have been working and have reviewed this with Keith Kipp, our Director of Planning Engineering. This is for a change that we are directing in the work on the ice rink, not for anything that was design-oriented or a lack of coordination amongst the different design professionals. This is something that Mr. Reisner and Mr. Kipp thought would be advantageous for us to, redesign. So I'm comfortable with it, just so everyone knows.
Thank you. Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yep, quick report for Park and Recs. The 5K Lazy River this Saturday was a huge success. It was a first-time event, and it's amazing that our employees are thinking outside the box and trying to draw some new ideas, especially after the season. So that was great. And then on Sunday, unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate for Drool in the Pool for our doggy friends, but that is hopefully going to be rescheduled, I believe, for this weekend. And if you did purchase tickets, you should have received an email about that. I also want to congratulate Ron Fergenschwager, who is part of our tree division. He ended up, first of all, the shade tree. He added a new license to one of his, I think he has 4 or 5, and this is a new license that he added, which is such an asset to the town, especially since we are a tree city. So congratulations to him. and also to everybody working in that department on Saturday when we did have some vicious storms come through and had some tree issues throughout the township. So thank you for their attention during the storm. And that's it.
Thank you. Now, we'll now open the meeting to the public. Township Clerk, could you read our public comment statement?
Certainly. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond.
Thank you. Does anyone wish to address the council president? In the back?
Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, Town Council, on my block that goes half a curve, I would like a bump put there, but you don't do that, the speed bumps, right?
We don't do speed bumps.
I know. But an autism sign was taken down right on my block, and my grandson is autistic. All of a sudden, it just disappeared. Could we get that put back? It's right, almost, you can see it coming down Deerfield Road, but it's not there no more.
Okay, Mr.
It's been there
Crisculo,
for
could you
years.
look into that?
Yeah. Do you know the address that it was at, Tommy?
Well, it was like between 58 and a little up further coming down the block. It just disappeared. I don't know what happened. It's been there so long. And,
I mean, it's as if someone stole the sign?
I guess so. That's what it seems like. I couldn't find where they dug
Was
it
the
out.
sign on a post?
It was on a post. You'll see a thing, a sign saying, no outlet. It was
Right,
right after that. And then
Is
that's
the
gone.
post gone, or is the post still there?
What?
Is the post gone?
I don't see nothing, no.
Yeah, somebody must have hit it. Okay.
All right.
Well,
And there's a
take
street
care of it.
sign missing on Hope Street also, right near the rescue squad. In case anybody has to know an address, you don't see that sign, Hope Street. All right, the other thing is, I heard they're putting a pickleball in the mall.
In the mall?
All right, that's good. I don't play pickleball.
Nor do I.
but- And I just want to reflect on 9/11. That's why I'm wearing this hat. I was down there. There was no sight to see, let me tell you. And and I'll never forget, and it's just, I worked in all those buildings in that area. The one time it was being built or whatever, the one that collapsed, 7 World Trade Center, I worked on the roof of that building. It's just like, it should have never happened. And just want to reflect on that, and that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Anyone else wishing to speak? Please. Before you begin, did we get Mr. Ingrasini's address? Oh, you still have it? Okay.
My name's Hannah, Mason Avenue, East Brunswick, and just wanted to reflect on what my co-resident also just said. I was in 6th grade when 9/11 happened. I was in my classroom, in homeroom, and we were sent home early. And while I think of that tragedy, I also think of the aftermath of it and the extreme racism and the bigotry that came out of it. As a Muslim girl who grew up, was born and raised in East Brunswick, I think this town really still has a lot of way to go in terms of the prevalent, racism that still exists in our town. It's unfortunate that 2 years into a live stream genocide, we're still here with a sister city tied to a city that is in a state that is currently committing genocide. It's not long until the world changes its views. It's already happening, and East Brunswick Township will have stood where it stood. That's all. Thank you.
I'm going to close the public portion. And moving on to our consent agenda portion of the meeting, does any matter need to be separated by the council? And may I have a motion to approve resolutions 25-290 through 25-297?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Just for purposes of the community, Mr. Crisculo, could you just briefly, because they both are related to the ice skating rink.
Which ones?
25-290, 25-297.
296. I'll ask Mr. Iacocca to address 290. He worked with staff on that, so if you wouldn't mind, Anthony?
So, Resolution 25-290 is a resolution authorizing the town to reject the submissions that were received by the town in connection with an RFP for the operation of a food and beverage concessionaire at the new ice arena. Based on a recommendation of Director of Recreation, we received 3 submissions, and the submissions two were not in compliance with the RFP, and the third one was compliant. However, recommendations were not favorable. So in order to, the recommendation is to go out again with a new RFP to clarify the specifications, to have a pre-submission meeting with the proposed vendors so that we can align the township's objectives with regard to having a new concessionaire for food and drink at the new ice arena. So we want to make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's and make sure we get it right, since this is our new ice rink. For sure. So that is
And
summary.
that's 25-290, Mr. Crisculo?
That's correct.
How about 25-296?
So on
Mayor Cohn?
Yeah, on 296, it's the change order that Councilman Wendell was referring to. Right now, there is a break in the cinder block on the second floor in the back of the building. The construction team is using that entrance in order to move equipment in and out of the building. And it was planned at the end for that to be closed off. But both Mike and Keith recognized that since there's a second floor in the ice arena, that we intended to use part of it for storage, that if we converted that area that's already cut out into an area that can have doors that could open and close, it would make it much easier to bring heavy equipment on a lift and bring it up to the second floor versus having to schlep it upstairs or all the way on the other side of the building to an elevator and then bring it to the back of the building. So the design costs involved in making that change is what you're approving, and the cost of the change.
And in addition to that, I mean, there's an intent to buy turf to cover one of the rinks, and the storage would ideally be up there for that turf when it wasn't in use on top of an ice rink.
Sounds good. Just
Yeah.
that any time I see the ice rink jump out at me with regard to agenda, I think it's only fitting that we clarify this for the general public.
Certainly.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbricki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes, for the good of the cause. May I? A reminder that we will be honoring our 9/11 remembrances with the township joining the nation for a moment of personal reflection at 10:27 a.m. on the morning of 9/11. If you plan on attending, please gather around 10 a.m. at the gazebo adjacent to our 9/11 memorial. And then at 6 p.m., we will gather again with Mayor Cohn, the council, and other dignitaries for our traditional 9/11 ceremony, which again will begin at 6:30, but arriving around 6 would be perfect. Furthermore, the film Never Forget, a documentary film, will be on a loop at the library in Meeting Room 3 all day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The film is recommended for individuals ages 16 and above. Council, please signify with an aye for adjournment.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Good night, everyone.
Good night.